Tupac. When Tupac first joined Death Row, is it true that some of the Death Row artists was jealous when Tupac joined?
Hell yeah. I know I was.
So
Hell
tell me
yeah.
about that, man. Like, how was Death Row artists feeling when Tupac joined the label?
I mean, everything became about Tupac. Every promotion, people have been their albums have been promised to be released. You Up Next. Like, and you can look in the back of the records, it would say, you know, Danny Boy album coming out, this da-da-da-da, in the Dog Pound, and da-da-da-da-da. Anybody that had an album that was up to come out, all that shit was scratched and Tupac was finished with his records. And it just became a Tupac show. And then on top of that, by Tupac being close to Suge, you know, that I'm sure that didn't make it any better. You know, because other artists didn't like that. You know, everybody wanted to be under the boss, so to say. And at first, I was under him alone, so to say. Like, you know, it's about what Danny Boy say. Then when Pac came along, it was like, shit. Now it's me and Pac arguing about who's gonna get in the front seat. You know, shotgun and things like that. So it definitely became a friendly competition. But I'm sure in the midst of it, it was jealousy in the midst of it as well.
Did you hear any comments from any other artists?
Nah, they know better.
When Tupac joined Death Row, what is some of the stuff Suge Knight did for him? Because I heard that he was buying Tupac jewelry, cars, mansions.
He's buying them cars. He had bought him this, I think it's Benz. Then he bought him like a bunch of jewelry. Like that's when his jewelry became for real. Like you seen the difference between the Tupac before he went to jail jewelry versus Death Row. He bought him jewelry. The funniest shit I remember was Suge bought these Bentleys, no Rolls Royces. He had 3 of them. I'm at the studio and 3 of them come up on a truck. And like, you know, at this time I'm spoiled. Like that's like my pops. And I'm excited because I feel like I'm finna, you know, I seen all 3 of them out there. I'm like, damn! In my mind, you know, pops he got him a Rolls Royce. That one got to be Suge's. That one got to be Pac's. That one must be mine. And they out there unloading them motherfuckers. Suge got his and identified which one was his, and they identified which one was Pac's. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, why Suge give me this color? And once they got out the truck, they said that's Snoop's. I was like, damn. I thought I just got a Rolls Royce. So Suge got bought all 3 of them matching Rolls Royces. He was good at those things. I mean, that's what he did best. Was, you know, kind of, he knew how to court the artist. He knew how to date him, how to date the artist, how to make the artist feel special. When, you know, he just knew how to do that. Even before your record came out, he was living. Everybody on Death Row had a nice car. So those were some of the things that he did. So the fringe benefits to watch those things unfold for Pac was amazing. It was no bars hold.
Who name was all the stuff in?
Hey, shit, it's Suge's. Oh, it was this holding company or a leasing company. Later to find out that Suge owned the leasing company. So it's like he bought a leasing company, car service. He had an auto shop, he had a leasing shop, had a sound shop. So it was like almost like we were leasing these cars from him.
And you made a comment and you said all the Death Row artists was on an allowance.
Yes.
Go into detail about that.
Well, every you know, come and find out, because everybody be waiting around the same time. That's how you know who get checks. Okay, because no other record company was really giving you an advance after you get your money and then giving you a monthly allowance and putting you up and taking care of your bills. And he was doing that for most of the key artists, I think. But everybody got a check. A lot of the homies, a lot of people was around just getting, Suge was cutting checks. That's one thing he was doing. They probably wasn't enough. You know, and it make you feel a little bad that the homie getting the same thing I'm getting, and I'm singing, and he just the homie. So, you know, he was cutting a little piece of the pie off and giving people crumbs.
The All Eyes on Me tour, that happened before All Eyes on Me came out, right?
Yes, it did.
Tell me about that whole experience, man. Everything that happened on that tour.
First tour I ever been on was the All Eyes on Me tour. We're going to go out, we're going to do a couple of dates. It's cold as hell back on the East and the Midwest. Hot on the West Coast. And we arrived in Ohio, Cleveland. And they said that it was going to be a thunderstorm. They didn't even know if the show was going to be able to happen. And lo and behold, we get up there, we're rehearsing, we're doing sound check. The show went on. People couldn't hardly get through the city, and they showed up. And one of the funny parts, Michel'le was drunk. She got on her bike. She was supposed to ride the bike on the stage, and she took that motherfucking roll to clean out the stage during sound check. And during the show started, we were up there performing, and somebody threw something out the audience. And Pac said, you know, point out the motherfucker that threw a cane. He threw a cane. No, crutch. He stopped the show. What motherfuckers da 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 da. And he said, I'm gonna give a certain amount of money, whatever he said. We gonna get his money for you motherfuckers to show us who threw this damn thing up here. And a million fingers pointed on this one guy. And you just see him disappear in the crowd. And the show continued. We made it through that show. We get to the airport, get on the plane. Only flight out of Cleveland. Everybody ready to go home. I got on the plane, I'm so happy. I got a fifth of Crown Royal that I snuck on. And we get ready to taxi off. I took that Crown Royal and I pulled me a cup and I started passing it around in the airplane. They took that damn plane and turned it right back around and took us to the gate. And the police, the sheriff came on and they said, gentleman with the red sweater. It's me. I got to get off the plane. The publicists jump up. George jump up. Papa G jump up. And after Papa G talked to him and told him I was a minor, they told everybody to get off the plane. So now all of us, all these death row artists, everybody sitting in the hallway, up and down the hallway, we can't leave. They so mad at me because I got us stuck in Cleveland. I had us there an extra 2 days, I think.
So the All Eyes on Me tour, that was just one show?
It was just a one show that we've actually done. It was just starting, and that was our test. That was our test show that we were doing.
Oh, okay. It was a test
so it really
show.
wasn't really. It was just a one spot date. It's a spot date. Is what it was.
Okay, so All Eyes on Me, man, that comes out. What was your reaction, and what was the reaction around Death Row from your point of view when that shit dropped?
Oh man, everybody's on it. It's on all the magazines. Pac doing interviews, smashing them. You know, and I got to send a shout out and love to him for that, because I had an opportunity to watch him do interviews, just not the interviews I've seen him do in person, but interviews that I've seen him do over the years, to see how he handled interviews and how he articulated was really something to watch. But you've seen, it was just, Death Row was already running LA, California. But when Pac came and that All Eyes on Me album came out, we were over the roof and everything. Going in the mall 3, 4 o'clock a.m. in the morning. We were already doing that, but that just got out of hand. Like, cause you had Dr. Dre, you had Snoop, and now you got Tupac with this major ass album with all these celebrities on it, cause he had a bunch of celebrities on the record too. A bunch of legends on there as well. So you could just feel it, man. We was running the city. Untouchable.
What was your reaction? Like, what was the feedback you was getting from people when that All Eyes on Me came out and you was on I Ain't Mad at
I'm
You,
on
Picture Me Rolling.
Heaven Ain't Hard to Find. What's Your Phone Number? I'm excited. Like, even out of being mad, my album ain't coming out, but I'm still on a lot of songs on this record.
Went gold the first week too, I think.
And it went gold like immediately. Like, it wasn't even out a week and it was gold. And now we're about to shoot the video to I Ain't Mad at You, the song I'm on. I'm excited as shit. Then after we do the video, they were gonna scrap the video because they were gonna, no. That was tossed it up, they were gonna scrap. So we shooting the video, and after we seen it, I didn't see it. Pac didn't even like the song too much. He didn't even want to go with it as a single. Then they started working on the Machiavelli, and that's when the Toss It Up song came about. Pac never seen the I Ain't Mad at You video. He had never seen it. And for 25, close to 26 years later, people still can, like, you can, as soon as it come on. I like singing whole songs, and a person will walk up to me and be like, man, sing for me. And I'll be ready to sing some Donny Hathaway or something. They'd be like, see, I ain't mad at you. So to have that 25, 26 years later, man, it's something that I would not want to trade for nothing in the world. No matter how this whole thing ended, I wouldn't trade a moment of it.
Tupac. Tupac being on Saturday Night Live, you performed with him. Tell me about that entire day and everything that happened behind the scenes and everything.
Wow, so now we're deeper like into the whole East Coast, West Coast thing. Seemed like stuff is getting a little more dangerous for both sides. I remember us getting there, and when we got there, we went to do the sound check, and a bunch of guys from New York came, and I think Eric B was one of the guys that was like our East Coast guy. And one guy came with this big ass duffel bag full of pistols, full of guns, and everybody reaching in there, grab one. And I go to get me one. Suge like, what the fuck is you doing? Sit your ass down. And I get their guns, and we go outside, and on our break, we smoking a blunt. David Kenner told me look across the street. He pointed across the street, pointed in like about 3 different directions. And it was guys pointing from the roof like this. It was security for us while we were there. And they wasn't like the police that we had with us from LA. They wasn't like Suge homies. Because when they later came out and you later seen them, they didn't look like regular thugs. So it looked like some shit out of like an Italian movie or some shit. Like, and they watched us, and we went in to shoot Saturday Night Live. And Pac was nervous as hell. I don't know why he's nervous as hell right before we went on. When they say Saturday Night Live, it's truly Saturday Night Live, because I remember them doing the countdown. And they told us about time 1 come open, be out there on your 1, 2, we're live. I'm scared as hell sitting on the stage, and that's when Big Syke, rest in peace. Pac was up there rapping, and Big Syke kind of like hunched me and told me, go on, because I was gonna sing back there from sitting where I was. And that's when Syke told me, get up, man. And till today, that's an occasion that I really celebrate, because every artist's dream is to be on Saturday Night Live. Though I never had that opportunity to do it for my artistry in itself, or for the Danny Boy project, to be able to hit that stage with such a legend like Tupac at that time was. What else? God, I lived my dream through that.
So after y'all performed at Saturday Night Live, what did y'all do after that?
We went out. think we went to a club called The Tunnel, if I'm not mistaken. We got there. We got there and we partying. And somehow or another, Suge and I went up into a VIP room, like a little skybox, if I can kind of recall to it. And Puffy and his guy was in the security was in there. And Suge and Puffy was talking face to face. And Suge talking, you know, just they really, I never really seen Puffy kind of like throw back power, so to say, at Suge. Like I would say, seeing Suge say some disrespectful shit or some, you know, kind of checking. He kind of let Suge kind of like was Suge, you know, and he was saying something to him. I jump in the middle of him and I push Puffy like I'm protecting my daddy, so to say. And they kind of had some exchanging of words. And after that, we went downstairs and partied. A little bit after that, we partied downstairs. But I definitely remember them having the face-off. Suge and Puffy having the face-off. I think it was Suge and one other guy, Puffy and two of his guys. And I kind of like muffed Puffy. I hate to say that because, you know what I mean? How do you tell somebody you muffed Puffy?
And how long did y'all stay in New York after that?
Maybe 3 or 4 days.
So what happened after that? Y'all partying the next day?
We just partying. And I think we, that was, what was that, Saturday Night Live? I want to make Source Awards and Saturday Night Live up. I think we left a little bit after Saturday Night Live, if I'm not mistaken. I think we stayed there a couple of days.
The infamous Cabo trip.
Yeah.
Just take me through how that Cabo trip came about and just everything that took place while y'all was in Cabo.
Okay. So the trip came about, obviously it was my video. My second video being shot, but my first one to be released.
Slip and Slide, right?
Slip and Slide.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Thank you. Produced by Devontae Swing. Suge, like, we're gonna do this video. This was the second time we did a video. We had shot a video already. He never put it out. But this one, he tell me, you gonna walk on water. You wanna have you on that motherfucker. You gonna walk on water. And, you know, he would always pump me up on things that he would do. Lo and behold, we got to Cabo. I had been a crew there and working for about a week and a half, 2 weeks to make that happen of me walking on this water. They had a little plexiglass there and they wanted me to, had scuba divers swimming on both sides of the plexiglass and wanted me to dance on this thing. And everybody going. I'm gonna take everybody. Suge, man, we had so many models. He flew so many models and just about all the death row artists was in the video or came down to Cabo. All the homies. I think that's only, shout out, Pac didn't like me, but I think that was the only R&B video Pac was in. So yeah, we there, man. We rented scooters, 4-wheelers. Before we left there, Cabo did not want us back in a city at all. Okay, because one of the dudes, one of Suge homies, knocked out a guy in the club. Knocked him completely out, okay? And these dudes was taking the 4-wheelers I was talking about. They probably found, we probably had about 10 of them. Let's say we had 10 of them. They probably found 4 of them. And they were in trees. Niggas was taking 4-wheelers and just riding them off the side of the mountain. Like, send them off the side of the mountain. We tore Cabo up. And everybody left. We stayed there, Suge, my daughter mom, David Kenner, and Michel'le. We stayed there about a week longer. And we partied and stayed there and stayed on the yacht on P-Funk. That's how you know, I seen Kurt having a problem remember what boat that was because he wasn't around like that. We were on P-Funk for a couple of days, man. And on the way back, we running late to the airport. We get on the plane. Suge paid them to let them stay open so we can leave. We get on the plane, get in the air. I'm smoking a blunt. Suge we listen to the blues. We talking and laughing. I asked the pilot to cut some heat on. About 5-10 minutes after that, you see the trash bag do like some inside, outside, like pushing the trash up and down like it's breathing. And David Kendall looked over at the propeller and he said, "Land this motherfucker, it's on fire." And when I looked over at that propeller and seen fire shooting, just fire, just like it was a lit torch, and smoke coming in the inside of the plane and the plane doing this.
Crazy, man.
I ain't been back to Cabo since.
Yeah, man, crazy, man. So we already talked about the whole Kurt Cobain and Troy incident that happened in Cabo. Tupac almost drowned in Cabo, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, you know, he called himself gonna be in a competition. Suge was very competitive. And he called himself gonna swim a little distance from the boat back to the line, the beach line. And he didn't have enough energy, enough air in him. And before you know it, he swam a little bit. He's swimming, Suge swimming. Suge, they almost there, and Pac go down. And he didn't lose conscience.
So it wasn't that serious?
He damn near drowned. Like somebody that was in the water that lost energy, but Pac could swim. Pac was swimming. They didn't have to do CPR. Water wasn't spitting out his mouth. He was choking a little bit when he came. They laid him down on the ground, but niggas laughing at him because nigga, you almost just died in the water. But it wasn't as serious as some people made it.
Lisa Raye, she was in Cabo too, right?
Yes, she was.
Tell me how that came about, because for me, she was in the Tossed It Up video, so we all know that. Mm-hmm. But I never knew she was hanging around with y'all after she did a Tossed It Up video. So tell me about that, her being in Cabo.
I think she was just the homegirl. Like, Lisa Raye the homegirl. She the homie. And I think her and Suge, tried to talk to her a little bit. I think he was trying to date her.
She wasn't having it?
I'm not quite sure. She's from Chicago, so I don't know how far he got with her. I don't know how far he got with her, but she was definitely around. Suge had some likings on Lisa Raye, definitely in the beginning, because I remember him kind of sending me go get a watch from the crib, a Rolex watch from the crib, and that was kind of his way of flirting. You gonna get a Rolex, and I thought it was for her, but I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know if they really messed around or not, but Lisa was almost always around us after that point.